The Chen family Thanksgiving dinner sparkled with culinary pretension. Imported china gleamed while servers carried dishes that cost more than my monthly ingredient budget. My sister Elizabeth adjusted her celebrity chef jacket while Mom touched her culinary critic badge, symbols of their legitimate food world status. I checked my phone briefly as another message from my restaurant group lit up the screen. Tomorrow's Michelin announcement would shake the culinary world, but for now I quietly tasted Dad's overwrought turkey. Still working at that local place, Julia? Elizabeth's voice dripped with condescension. I tucked my phone away, thinking of the global empire about to be recognized. The restaurant is doing well. Restaurant? Mom sighed, examining her truffle-laden plate. Darling, you had an executive position waiting at the French Laundry. Your sister has 3 TV shows. And you're cooking in a neighborhood spot. Actually, I'm developing new approaches to fine dining, I corrected, watching the clock. 18 hours until the announcement. Elizabeth laughed, her diamond-studded knife catching the light. Approaches? Please. Real cuisine happens in premier kitchens. When was the last time you even served a tasting menu? Last week, actually. Though they didn't need to know it was the menu that would earn our 50th star. A real menu, Elizabeth pressed. Not some diner comfort food. I checked my watch. The final inspections had concluded yesterday. Our food speaks for itself. Of course it does, dear, Mom said with practiced condescension. But you had such potential. Elizabeth's restaurants have month-long waiting lists. At your age I was judging international competitions. And you're still doing casual cooking. Dad seasoned his overcooked turkey. The Chen name means something in cuisine. 3 generations of culinary excellence. And you're wasting it on whatever it is you're doing. What we're doing is transforming fine dining, I replied quietly, thinking of the culinary revolution we'd created. Transforming. Elizabeth snorted. My restaurants transform cuisine every day. Real techniques, real innovation, real prestige. How many notable critics have you even served? My phone buzzed, another message about tomorrow's announcement. Everything was set. You know, Elizabeth continued, adjusting her celebrity chef scarf. I need someone to manage one of my casual concepts. Entry-level, of course, but at least it's legitimate cuisine. Thank you, but I'm satisfied with my current position. I glanced at the time. The announcement would come in exactly 12 hours. Satisfied. Mom's voice rose sharply. Chens aren't satisfied with simple food. We innovate. We create. We don't waste time on neighborhood dining. The butler approached nervously. Madam Chen, the Michelin director is asking for a statement. Tell them I'll respond later, Mom waved dismissively. We were just discussing Julia's career choices. Actually, ma'am, they're asking for Chef Julia Chen. The dining room fell silent. There must be some mistake, Elizabeth said quickly. Julia doesn't deal with Michelin. She runs a local spot. I stood slowly, placing my napkin beside the untouched turkey. Actually, I deal with them quite frequently. Especially since our restaurant group became the most acclaimed in history. Restaurant group. Mom's fork clattered onto her plate. The dining room's screens suddenly came alive with breaking news. Culinary history made. Most Michelin stars ever awarded. While you were all focused on culinary fame, I continued, gathering my coat, we were revolutionizing fine dining. That local spot you mocked? It's now the most innovative restaurant empire in the world. But you work in a neighborhood place, Elizabeth whispered. Yes, building a culinary empire that just changed gastronomy forever. Now if you'll excuse me, I have an announcement to prepare for. The food world is waiting. The press conference venue buzzed with anticipation 3 hours later. Front row seats once reserved for celebrity chefs now held critics from every major publication. Through the demonstration kitchen windows, I could see my family arriving, their faces still ashen from dinner. Chef Chen. My culinary director appeared with a tablet. The final star count is confirmed. Would you like to review before the announcement? I nodded, scanning the numbers. While they'd been chasing TV fame, we'd been quietly revolutionizing gastronomy. Every late night in our local spot had advanced cuisine beyond what they deemed possible. Dad entered first, his signature turkey recipe suddenly seeming amateur. Elizabeth followed, her TV shows suddenly insignificant against our global impact. Mom clutched her critic's credentials, her influence in culinary circles about to undergo a seismic shift. "Let's begin," I announced, taking the demonstration stage, a position Elizabeth had claimed would always elude me. "Today marks a new era in fine dining." The screens behind me lit up with our achievements. Dad's face tightened as he recognized innovative techniques he'd dismissed as basic cooking years ago. "This isn't just another star count," I continued. "It's a complete reimagining of how restaurants operate." Elizabeth shifted uncomfortably as my next slide showed our global reach. Traditional fine dining versus our new approach. The numbers were unprecedented. "We've achieved what traditional kitchens couldn't," I stated, watching my sister's culinary confidence crumble. "More importantly, we've made exceptional cuisine accessible while maintaining excellence." Mom's perfectly manicured hands trembled. How many times had she bragged about her exclusive restaurant reviews? "Furthermore," I continued, "we're implementing our culinary philosophy worldwide. Every restaurant, every kitchen will operate under our new approach." Dad touched his chef's apron nervously. He knew what this meant. "This naturally changes the culinary landscape," I announced. "The traditional approach of pretentious dining is obsolete. We've democratized gastronomy. But fine dining has always," Elizabeth started, "been exclusive and unapproachable?" I finished. "That ends today. Our restaurants serve more guests than all major establishments combined." The critics and the culinary world watching via live stream nodded in understanding. They'd tasted the results. "Questions?" I asked, knowing there would be many. Dad raised his hand slowly, his culinary authority visibly diminishing. "The cooking techniques are fully documented," I cut in. "Every innovation, every approach, every creation verified by Michelin worldwide." Elizabeth's face flushed. "You can't possibly have built this from a neighborhood restaurant. You're just a chef who revolutionized fine dining," I corrected. "The food speaks for itself, Elizabeth. We're more innovative than anything your TV shows have ever showcased." Mom found her voice. "But the Chen culinary legacy will be stronger than ever," I assured her. "Just not in the way you imagined. Our legacy won't be measured in TV ratings, but in impact, exceptional cuisine that's actually approachable." The presentation continued with a live cooking demonstration. I showcased our techniques, our philosophy, and our vision for the future. With each dish, I watched my family's culinary worldview crumble. After the conference, Elizabeth lingered, staring at the plated dishes. "These techniques, they're really original?" "Completely," I replied, finishing a sauce. "That local spot you mocked? It just changed culinary history. And my TV network? We'll need to adapt," I said firmly. "Cuisine isn't about celebrity anymore, Elizabeth. It's about innovative accessibility." Dad approached next, his traditional techniques suddenly dated. "Fine dining has always been exclusive. Fine dining has led us to focus on pretension while ignoring quality," I corrected. "That ends now. We're still culinary leaders," he protested weakly. "And I'm still cooking in a kitchen," I reminded him. "One that just produced the biggest innovation since molecular gastronomy. Interesting how that worked out, isn't it?" Mom tried one last time. "The culinary community is already adopting our methods," I finished. "That restaurant you ridiculed? It's revolutionized fine dining. Every major chef is scrambling to follow our lead." The venue slowly emptied, leaving my family staring at the Michelin announcement. Their exclusive culinary world had been upended by the daughter they dismissed as just a chef. "The Global Gastronomy Summit is next month," I announced, heading for the kitchen. "Don't be late. Oh, and Elizabeth, you might want to update your show's concept. The new cuisine isn't about celebrity anymore. I'll have our innovation team send you the guidelines." 6 months later, I stood in my expanded culinary center, no longer a neighborhood spot, but a gleaming gastronomic headquarters spanning 3 city blocks. The space that had once been mocked as local dining now housed the world's most innovative chefs, all focused on revolutionizing fine cuisine. My phone buzzed. Another message from Elizabeth, her 15th this week. Like the others, it could wait. Family dynamics had become secondary to transforming global gastronomy. Chef Chen, my innovation director, appeared in the test kitchen. The global impact data is in. Guest satisfaction has increased 200% across all locations. I nodded, reviewing the holographic menu displays before me. Traditional fine dining was rapidly becoming obsolete. The neighborhood spot had proven what I'd known all along: exceptional cuisine could be both innovative and accessible. Also, she added, your sister's production company requested another meeting about our culinary methods. Of course they did. Since the announcement, Elizabeth had been desperately trying to align her shows with our philosophy. Her celebrity chef status now seemed dated compared to our innovative approach. Schedule them for next month, I decided, after we launch the next evolution in dining experience. The door opened, admitting Mom in her newly acquired culinary consultant outfit. Julia, darling, these creations are extraordinary. Just the beginning, I replied, plating a new dish. Wait until you see what's coming. She watched the culinary teams below, working seamlessly with our revolutionary techniques. We never understood, did we? What you were building here. No, I agreed, finishing a perfect sauce. You were too focused on exclusivity to see the future of dining. Your sister. Mom hesitated. Elizabeth's shows are losing viewers. Change is difficult, I acknowledged, especially when you've built your brand on an outdated model. But she's welcome to join our innovation program. The intercom pulsed. Chef Chen, the World Culinary Congress is ready for your keynote. In the demonstration theater, my family sat among industry leaders and gastronomic pioneers. Elizabeth looked uncomfortable in her visitor's badge, a far cry from her former celebrity status. Dad kept adjusting his apron, still processing how his local chef daughter had transformed modern cuisine. Let's begin, I announced, taking center stage. Today's topic: democratizing fine dining. The space filled with live demonstrations from kitchens worldwide, showing the unprecedented success of our innovative approach. As you can see, I continued, traditional culinary hierarchies were holding us back. By prioritizing accessibility over exclusivity, we've achieved what generations of chefs couldn't. Elizabeth stopped taking notes, her TV achievements suddenly seeming insignificant. Dad's hands trembled as innovation after innovation showed traditional approaches becoming culinarily irrelevant. Next quarter, I announced, we launched the Global Culinary Initiative, bringing our methods to kitchens worldwide. Mom's composure cracked. She'd always called my cooking too simple. Questions? I asked. Silence until Elizabeth raised her hand. Your techniques, will you teach me? I saw her arrogance fade. Of course, I said. Innovation means sharing and improving. My team smiled at the irony. After the Congress, Dad lingered. Julia, your work is greater than our whole family's history. That's why it's accessible, I replied. Cuisine is about impact, not exclusivity. That night I watched my chefs prepare the next breakthrough. Our local spot had become a global beacon. My phone buzzed. Chen method transforms global gastronomy. I remembered Elizabeth sneering, cooking in a diner. Now that diner had redefined fine dining. Tomorrow brought more. Tonight I enjoyed the view of a kitchen that had changed everything.